All right. Good evening. Welcome to the class once again. So, the goal of this class is actually to teach you how to, not just how to write, but also how to make money, all right, from writing. How to make money from writing as well. So, that's the goal of this class, and I will try to just make the class probably maybe 1 hour or 1 hour plus, so we don't get to waste much of our time. Right, so content writing. Okay, so these are just I'll be adding to it. These are the basic things we are starting with. So let's get started to what content is. Before we even get to content writing, what exactly is content? All right, so content is basically a piece of expression. All right, content is basically a piece of expression. That is the way we express ourselves is what we call content. The way we express ourselves is what we call content. Now, content can come in different forms. All right, we are going to get there. Content can come in different forms. So basically, before we even go to content writing, you need to understand what content is. Content is a piece of expression, the way we express ourselves, okay, is what we call content. And also we have forms of content. Okay, we have forms of content. Basically, when content is mentioned, the only thing people think of is writing. But then writing is just one form of content. Writing is just one form of content. It is really not the whole thing around content. And also the main purpose of content is to feed an audience the knowledge they don't have or couldn't have access to. That's the main purpose of content. Any form in which your content is coming from, the main purpose of that content is to feed a particular audience, that is a particular group of people, the knowledge they don't have or they couldn't have access to. Alright, this can be achieved using different ways, and these ways are what we call forms of content or types of content. So what are these ways? What are the forms of content that we have? We have the audio content form. Okay, when we talk about audio content form are the content that come in form of voice. Alright, these are the forms of content that comes in form of voice. That is talking about your podcasts, talking about podcasts, talking about audio books and the rest of it. Though, so these are content that comes in form of podcast. And also we have video content form. We have video content form. This involves showing uh moving of content, moving of putting things on motion. All right, it doesn't have to be you. Like, you can be the one that creates the video. That is, you are talking in the video, blah blah blah, and that's the video content form. And also it could be that you create the video. Okay, we have different forms of videos. We have motion graphics and the rest of it. All right, so it could be that you created the video, so it is basically motion. Okay, moving something that is moving. And also we have graphic content form. This is where we have our flyers, we have banners. So this is basically putting word and picture together. And lastly, we have the text content form, which is content writing. We have the text content form, which is content writing. So basically, these are the four forms of content. These are the four forms of content that we have. All right. So now let's get started. Introduction to content writing. Introduction to content writing. Basically, what we are going to be doing in this class tonight, or maybe tomorrow if we can't finish tonight, would be introduction. Okay, because you need to have the solid foundation. because this is not just all about you writing. It's all about you knowing what you're writing, knowing what to write, and then making money from what you are writing. It's not just for you to just write for fun. You need to make money from it. All right. So, introduction. What is content writing? Content writing is a form of content that is delivered in written form. All right. Content writing is a form of content that is delivered in a written form. For example, we have ebooks, we have articles, write-ups, blog posts, reports, newsletter. All these are delivered in form of writing. So that's what content writing is. And now, who is a content writer? Who is a content writer? Since you've already know the definition of content writing, then you can assume who a content writer would be. A content writer is a person who creates content in written form. As simple as that. A content writer is the person who creates content in written form. So if you create content in written form, you're a content writer. You write ebook, you write articles, blog posts, write-ups, anything, you are a content writer. Now, as a content writer, your work is to find the problem of your audience and produce solution to it in written format. Okay, so it's not really all about just writing. Your what you are writing must be solving a problem. Okay, as a content writer, you are a problem solver, a solution provider who leverages on text. Okay, you are solving, so people reading your content, they must your content must be solving a problem for them. Okay, it's not just about picking your pen and just writing and writing. It is about you writing something that would solve a particular problem for a set of people who are your audience. Alright, so as a content writer, your work is to find the problem of your audience. I'm going to be telling you who your audience, how to get your audience, and the rest of it later on. So basically, you need to know that as a content writer, your work is to find the problem of your audience and produce solution to it. Okay, so what are the basic skills required of you as a content writer? What are the basic skills required of you as a content writer? Number one, basic grammatical skill. Alright, basic grammatical skill. Really, you don't really need to start, except you are writing a formal content, you don't really need big grammars. Alright, but the basic grammatical skill whereby you don't just make mistake here and there and the rest of it. And there's something in content writing, we have the British English and the American English. If you're writing a content, you don't start with British English and then mix it up with American English. If you start that particular content with British, then everything in that content must be British. If you start with American, everything in that content must be American. So basically, you need basic grammatical skill. Number two, you need research skill. See, I used to tell people that the depth of your content is in your research. The depth of your content is in your research. The more research you make, the deeper your content will be. So as a content writer, you need to know how to make research. It is very important. And also time management skill, because some of your clients might tell you, okay, you need to write this for me, and then you need to deliver within a short period of time. But being a content writer, you need to know how to manage your time. Sometimes the work that would take you 1 week, your client might tell you that, okay, I need this work urgently oh, you need to, and you must not fuck up, because you won't want to you won't want to deliver the job that is not good. So you need to know how to manage your time as well. You just need to shut down all distractions and focus on your work for that particular moment. So these are the basic skill you need as a con ten t writer, like the basic. Every other thing is in between. Every other skills are in between. Basic skills, basic grammatical skill whereby you don't make mistakes here and there. Nobody is above mistakes, but then you don't make too much of mistakes. Okay. And research skill, very very important. See, if you don't make research, your work will just be normal. Your work will not be different. And as a con ten t writer, you need to be able to grab people's at ten tion. It is very important. You need to be able to grab people's at ten tion because there's distraction here and there. People are scrolling through social media, they want to read this, they want to watch that video, they want to do this, do that. As a con ten t writer, you need to be able to grab and keep people's at ten tion. So to do this, your con ten t must be unique, and the uniqueness of your con ten t can only be found in your research. The more research you make, the more unique your con ten t would be delivered. Alright, so these are the three skills you need as a con ten t writer. Now, writing tools. These are just some of them. There are more, but these are just some of them. These are the necessary tools or materials you need to create text con ten t. Alright, these are the necessary tools or materials you need to create text con ten t. Okay, so basically gone are those days whereby if you don't see pen and paper you will not write. Gone are those days. Right now you can write from anywhere, anytime. Once you are with your phone, your system, your tab or anything, any gadget, you can write. Okay, you don't really need to wait till you get home or till you get to somewhere whereby you can find your pen and a paper to write. You need to write because ideas are not meant to be kept in our brain. They just come. So once you get the idea, so you don't forget or lose that idea, you need to write it down. Okay, so these are some of the tools that would help you. Number one is keep notes. Keep notes is an application. Number two is Google Docs. We have Writer Plus, Hootsuite, small PDF. You can use small PDF to convert your book to an ebook to a PDF to a PDF format. Okay, we have speech notes. Now this speech note is basically maybe you don't want to type. Alright, you can just speak. You can use your Google as well. You can just speak and then it will be transcribing what you are speaking into written form. Alright, and you also have WPS. You have Grammarly. Grammarly would help you to correct your little blunders in your write up. Okay, the mistakes you making. That's what Grammarly is used for. And then we have Qboat. Okay, Qboat is used to kind of paraphrase word. Okay, Qboat is used to paraphrase word. Whether you see a con ten t somewhere and then you don't want to write that same con ten t the same way, all you need to do is copy that con ten t, go to www.qboat.com and .co. So I think it's .com. So you copy it and then you paste it there. Okay, let's see if we can do a quick. Let me check that Qboat if I can, if it's going to. Okay, so Quiboat is a paraphrasing tool. You can see it. It's a paraphrasing tool. So all you need to do is copy the content. Okay, let's say for example, okay, so I want to look for what is a sales funnel. Okay, so I can just copy this. I can copy this now and go to Quiboat because I don't want to write the content the same way. Okay, so you come to this place to, you can do it on your phone as well. You can do it on your phone. Why is it not? So you paste what you want to copy here, and then you click on the paraphrase. It's going to help you paraphrase that word and give you the same word in another format. Right? It's going to give you the same word in another format. I think the network is kind of bad though. The network is kind of bad. So this is just what I mean basically. It helps you to create that word in another format. So it paraphrases the word in another format. Although it has limit of words, I think it's 100 and something also. Okay, I think it's 120 or so. So you can't paste more than 120 words. So that's that about that. So these are the basic basic tools you need, okay, as a content writer. All right. So moving on, 5 things you must understand as a content writer. 5 things you must understand as a content writer. Okay, these are things you need to understand. Number one, understand that your content is not about you. Okay, your content is not about you. Your content is meant to serve your audience. Your content is meant to serve your audience. So whatever you are writing, it is not about you, but about the problem of the people you want to solve. Once you understand this, you would know that you would know the right angle to write your content. You don't want to write content and then you are just telling me about yourself. It's none of my business. How will your content help me? That's the first thing that comes to people's head when they want to read something. What am I going to gain from this particular thing I want to read? So your content is basically not about you. It has nothing to do with you. You can tell us a story about you if it's going to help me. So people, naturally, people are selfish. We are selfish. Anything that would not help us in this life, we don't want to put our hand. So your content must be based on your audience. Number two, understand that your content must be solving a pressing problem, not just ordinary problem. Your con ten t must be solving a pressing problem. Okay, like Yoruba will say ẹni tí iná bá ń jó lábẹ́ aṣọ or something like that sha. Like somebody that that is feeling pain, real pain. If there is fire burning somebody and there is water, the only thing the person would be thinking is how to enter the water. So that's how your con ten t should be. Your con ten t must solve a pressing problem. That is why you need to understand your audience. You need to understand their pain, because your con ten t must be able to solve a pressing problem. And also you need to understand the efficiency of the headline and hook. We are going to be talking about it later. The headline and the hook, it is very powerful because it is the headline that you are going to use to grab people's at ten tion, and the hook is what you use to keep their at ten tion. It is one thing to grab their at ten tion, it is another thing to keep their at ten tion. Okay, so as a con ten t writer you need to understand the efficiency of the headline and hook. Number four, understand that your con ten t is not for everyone. It is not everyone that will read your con ten t. Even if your con ten t is teaching us how to live long, if your con ten t is preaching long life and prosperity, not everybody would read your con ten t. So when you get people hating you, when you get people telling you it's nonsense you write, it's clinical, so those things means that your con ten t is not for them. It's not as if your con ten t is not good, it is just not for them. No matter how good your con ten t is, no matter how good what you've written is, it is not for everybody. You need to understand that. Not everybody will like your con ten t. Number five, understand that A powerful and specific call to action drives engagement. Now, engagement is people relating with your content. That's what engagement is. Now, a powerful and specific call to action is what drives engagement. Now, what is call to action? A call to action or CTA is the word, phrase or sen ten ce used to instruct your reader to take a particular action after reading your con ten t. There are times whereby you are reading a post maybe on Facebook or something, and the reader will tell you like dis post. Let me use YouTube for as an example. If you are watching YouTube videos, the YouTuber will tell you, if you are new on my channel, click on the subscribe button, and dis are see, if you don't tell people what to do, you will be shocked that they will not do anything. For example, a YouTuber, if you don't tell people to subscribe, sorry, you will be shocked that they will not do anything. So it is important that you understand that a powerful and specific call to action is the one that drives engagement. Okay, you need to tell people what to do. Click the link now, share dis post if you like it, comment below, buy now. You need to tell people what to do. See, people, even though we know what the right thing to do, we are naturally lazy to do dat thing. Even though people know the right thing to do, they are naturally lazy to do it. Until you tell them what to do, they will not do anything. Until you tell people what to do, they will basically not do anything. So it is important you have a clear, simple and specific call to action. Alright? So now let's move on to writing. We talked about content, we talked about content writing. Now let's move to writing. Now, one thing you need to understand is that writing is not the only form of communication, and it is not even the first form of communication. Writing is the fourth form of communication. Writing is the fourth form of communication. We have listening, we have reading, we have speaking, and then lastly we have writing. Writing is the last form of communication because it is the end product of every other form of communication. Now, it is what you listen to, what you heard, or what you've read, okay, that you can write. If you've not heard anything, you can't write anything, because if you've not read anything, if you've not put something inside of you, nothing can come out. Okay, con ten t is all about garbage in, garbage out. What you put in is what you put out. Okay, so writing is just the last form of communication, last form of expression. You need to lis ten to something, you need to read something. Something must have been deposited inside of you before you can express it in writ ten form. Now, writing is not just bringing together of letters. If you are writing and a message is not passed, then you have not writ ten anything. Okay, writing is meant to pass a message, just as a sen ten ce is a group of words that makes complete sense. Then writing is an art of assembling words together to feed a particular set of people, that is your audience. Writing is an art of putting together of words to feed an audience. Now, I need you to know that everybody writes, but not everybody can write. Everybody writes, but not everybody can write. Like almost everybody will pick up pen, write. Almost everybody will pick up pen and write something. Like I was looking at a post I made some years ago, and I was like, ah, am I the one that writes this post? The difference is growth. Okay, then I believe I was writing, but literally I was writing nonsense. Okay,
Everybody can write, but not everybody writes, but not everybody can write. Everybody and anybody can pick up a pen and just start writing, but just few people can write meaningful con ten t, and you need to be among dat few people. That's why you are here. You need to be among dat few people dat put together meaningful con ten t. Now, who is a writer? A writer is someone who has mastered the act of putting words together to make them meaningful. A writer is someone who has mastered the act of putting words together to make them more meaningful. Now, writers are not just people who write, but people who write acceptable and knowledgeable con ten t. Writers are not just people who write, but people who write acceptable and knowledgeable con ten t. There are a lot of people who write. Okay, somebody will just wake up, write something, they just write, just post con ten t, they put up con ten t and the rest of it. But den, as a writer, you need to know dat your write ups, your con ten t must be acceptable to your audience and must be knowledgeable. You don't just write because you are a writer. You don't just write because you are a writer. Instead, you are a writer because you write to a particular set of people who understand and appreciate what you write. For example, somebody that writes about somebody that writes about body fitness, how to keep your body fit. Okay, dat person is writing to a particular set of people, that is those who will be interested in body fitness. Somebody who write about relationship, how to make your boyfriend fall in love with you, how to be romantic in a relationship, how to make her fall in love with you at first sight, how to make your first date memorable, blah blah blah. Those persons are writing to a particular set of people. So you are a writer because you write to a particular set of people who understand and appreciate what you write. There are some persons that what they write is basically they write on maybe religion. Now, somebody who is not interested in religion, they won't even read the con ten t because it's not for them. But then they are passing meaningful con ten t, meaningful message to people who are interested. Now, what you must know as a writer, what every writer must know before you can claim you are a writer, before you can call yourself a writer, before you can say, there are things you must know. Number one, know your why. Know your why. Why exactly are you writing that thing you are writing? Why exactly do you want to start writing? Now, Miles Monroe said something. He said, when the purpose of a thing is unknown, abuse is inevitable. Abuse is inevitable. Because for somebody that the reason why you are writing is to make people come closer to God. You have nothing to do with talking about having premarital sex, okay, except you are teaching people how to avoid it. You don't encourage it. But when you don't know the purpose of what you are doing, when you don't know the reason why you are writing, then you can abuse it. Today you can just write about sex, tomorrow you write about relationship, next day you write about making money, the fourth day you write about travel. You just keep writing anything because you don't even understand why you are writing. So as a writer, the first thing you need to know is your why. The first thing you need to know is your why. Your first motivation comes from your why. Because the thing is that it's not immediately you get started that you start making money, or you start making the impact, or you start getting engagement, or you start getting attraction. So the first thing that would motivate you, that would keep you going, that will keep you writing, that will keep you that will keep you sharing that content is your why. Because you know what you want to achieve. So that's your first motivation. The engagement will not come, the money will not come, the authority will not come. Okay, the reputation will not be built in one day. But if you don't give up, and what will make you not to give up is your why. If your why is not strong enough, you will not know your how. If your why is not strong enough, you will not know your how. That is, if you don't have a very strong why, you will not know how to go about it. If you don't have a very strong reason to do something, you will not know how to go about that thing. So why do you want to start writing? Why are you writing? Are you writing for fun? Are you writing to make impact? Are you writing to make money? Is it for the influence, or just because other people are writing? Is it just because other people are writing? You need to understand the main reason why you want to write. You want to create an ebook. Why do you want to create that ebook? What exactly are you looking to achieve with that ebook? You want to create a content. Why do you want to create that content? What is your end goal? What is your end goal? What is that thing you want to achieve at the end? What is that message you are trying to pass? What do you want to happen to the person that will read it? Do you want to change the person's life? Do you want the person to respect you? What exactly? Why? Why? See, this is the number one thing in life, not just in writing, in life. If you don't know your why, you will not get your how. Until you know your why you want to do something, why you don't want to be broke, why you want to make money, why you want to go into ministry, why you want to go into content writing, why you want to go into business, why you want to get that job, you will not get your how. You will not know how to go about it. So it is very important. You need to know your why. Number two, know your audience. As I've said, if you are selling long life and prosperity, not everybody will buy. Some people will still call you a scam. Some people will call you a scam. Some people will just tell you are trying to scam them. Know your audience. Who is your message for? Who are you trying to reach out to? Even Jesus said it. Jesus said, I did not come for the holy people or the saints, but for the sinners, for the lost sheep. His main goal, you know, his audience are those lost sheep, to bring them back, not just for the saints alone. So it is very important for you to know your audience. It is very important for you to know your audience. Your audience are those people who feed on your content. Your audience are those people who always want to read your content. They look forward to it always. They are your audience. They look forward. They be like, you have no post today. What is happening? No. They want to read. Whenever you drop content, they want to read it. Those are your audience. Your audience are the people you are trying, or the people your message is crafted for. Your message is not for everybody. If you are in the make money niche, your message is just for people who want to make money. Literally, not everybody says they want to make money, but not everybody really want to make money. If you are in the health niche, your message is for people who takes their life serious, their health serious. Really, not everybody do that. No, not everybody take their health serious. Okay, so you need to know your audience. Now, it is not just enough to know why you are writing, it is also important to also know who you are writing to. You already know why you are writing. You already know why you are writing. It is important to know who you are writing to. You know that you are writing to heal the sick. Then you should know that you are writing to the sick persons, to the sick people. Who are those people who owns your message? Who are those people who owns your message? It is compulsory that you define your audience, because if you don't, you will struggle to get results. Now note this, a good con ten t will not perform well with the wrong audience. A good con ten t will not perform well with the wrong audience. Imagine you write an ebook that talks about an ebook that talks about how to make sex, how to last long while having sex, and then you are giving it to a pastor, like a brother in the church. Yes, a brother in the church. Really, it may make sense, but really most of them will count it as nonsense, because they will believe they are not married yet, because they don't need it. But when you give it to people who who want to have sex, or people who are having sex but are not performing well, that's your audience. So it is compulsory for you to know your audience. For somebody that is writing something about church and the rest of it, talking about sisters, brother, and then you now went ahead to start giving it to people in the club, they'll be like, what the fuck are you giving me? Every writer must know whose problem his or her con ten t is solving. You must know the people who really need your solution. You must know the people who really need your solution. Not every Your solution is not for everybody. Your solution is not for everybody. A dentist cannot go into the theatre to operate on the stomach. No, you must know. Now, 4 ways to know your audience. 4 ways to know your audience. Number one, put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in their shoes. Okay? Put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in their shoes. You put yourself in their shoes. It is important. So you know how they feel. You know how they feel. It is important. Number two, think about your goals. Think about your goals. Think about your goals, because what exactly do you want to achieve? What exactly do you want to achieve? Think about your goals. 4 ways to know your audience. Number one, put yourself in their shoes. Feel the way they feel. Know what is going through their head. Number two, think about your end goals. Your goals. What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to achieve? Check out on your competitors. Now, you want to do something. You want to write about You want to write, you want to focus your message about saving souls. Okay, you need to check out on people who are already doing that same thing. Okay, just like Bishop David Oyedepo says, in every industry, it is very important to do that. In every industry, the easiest way to get there is to follow the footstep of those who have been there. The easiest way to get there is to follow the footstep of those who have been there. So you need to check up on your competitors, check what they are doing, check the people they are, the way they craft their message, and the people they are selling their message to. Define who your message is not for. Now they used to say something that if you don't even know who your message is for, by the time you know who your message is not for, you will know who your message is for. For example, they say if you don't know the kind of things you want, by the time you know the things you don't want, you will get what you want. Okay, so it is important you should know the kind of, you know, that my message is not for this set of people. I know my message is not for you. Just go your way. My message is not for you. You need to know who your message is not for. This would help you in knowing your audience. This would help you in knowing your audience. Now, I want to give you assignment before I forget, because if I say I should end this class before I give you the assignment, I will basically forget. Number one, number one assignment: why do you want to write? Why? Like, what exactly? What is your reason? Why do you want to write? That's your number one assignment. Number two, who are your audience? Who are the people who need your message? Who are your audience? That's the number two assignment. If I say I should wait before the end to the end of the class, I would literally forget. So let me just tell you now. Number one, why do you want to write? Number two, who are your audience? Now, number three, what every writer must know. Number three, know how to share your message. Know how to share your message. The fact that you know why you want to write, you know your audience, if you don't have the right way to share message, it is still like you don't know anything. Now, how do you want to share the message? Because if you are very good at something and people are not seeing what you are doing, yeah, it's just like you are good for nothing, you are just wasting it. That thing, the message you have is for a particular set of people, and then you need a medium to share that thing. You need platform. You need platform. You need platform. Okay, so I said something in one of my classes. I said the three P's you need in life to make it, like, to make it in life. The three P's you need. Number one, you need people. You need products. You need product. In this case, your product is your message. Your product is your message. You need product. Number two, you need people. People here is your audience. Your audience are the people. And number three, you need platform. You need platform, because if you have a product, you have people, and you don't have a platform in which you can reach out to the people with your product, then nothing would happen. So the three P's you need to make things in life are: one, product; two, people; three, platform. If you have these three things in place, then nothing can stop you. Product, people, platform. So in this case, your product is your message. That's your product. That's what you want to sell to people. The people are your audience. The people are your audience. And now you need to know how to share that message, which is the platform. Do you want to share them through your social media platform? We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have TikTok, different social media platforms. Do you want to start a blog? Do you want to write a book or an ebook? Do you want to start writing newsletters? How do you want to share your message? You must know that. You must know that as well. Very important. Now, the myth of writing. Is it myth or myth? Anyone don't really know how to pronounce that thing. I think it's myth or myth. Anyone. So the myth of writing, I think it's myth. So writing is one of the most effective ways to attract customers, enemies, friends. Share your message, build a reputable brand for yourself. A lot of things. There are a lot of things you can do with writing. Now, even though a lot of people know these things, they still find it difficult to start or even continue their writing career. Some still find it difficult to even continue their writing career. Now, what are those things that are stopping them? What are those things that are stopping them? Number one, a lot of persons thinks my grammar is poor. I don't know how to speak good English oh, writing is not for me. No! See, the focus of any great con ten t is to inform, educate, entertain or engage, or to make the reader take a particular action. It's not about grammar. It's really not about grammar. So one of the reasons why some people find it difficult to start writing is because the fear of blunders. They believe èmi ní tààbọ̀ báyìí. They be like I go and write nonsense. But really con ten t is not about grammar. Your con ten t should only show your thought and opinion, not to show that you are a grammarian. Your con ten t should show your thought and opinion, not to show that you are a grammarian. You don't need to start speaking big grammars. Your con ten t should be this. Okay, you need to keep your con ten t stupidly simple, that even if a 5 year old reads, he or she will understand. Your con ten t must be kept stupidly simple. It must be simple, that even a 5 year old primary two student would read and understand. Another one is the fact that they believe they don't have inspiration. I have no inspiration to write. I don't have inspiration jare. I don't have inspiration, I don't have inspiration. And they keep procrastinating. They keep procrastinating because they believe I don't have inspiration. When I get the inspiration, I will write. Oh God. Now, this thing has actually keep a lot of persons from actually showing what they've got. Some persons have a lot of knowledge but find it difficult to effectively put their thoughts together. So they be like, I'm waiting for inspiration oo, when inspiration come I will write. Kai, dat inspiration may never come oo. If you are waiting for dat inspiration, it may never come, because even the thing is that no good thing want people to do it. If the good things are difficult to do, so only the difficult people that can do them. So good thing want you to wait for inspiration. Writing is not about waiting for inspiration, it is about cultivating the habit of bringing together useful topics, ideas and information and make it make sense. You need to cultivate that habit of writing even when you don't have inspiration. That's con ten t writing. You need to cultivate that habit of writing even though the inspiration is not there. You cultivate that habit by writing. You write. If you want to wait for inspiration, you might have to wait for life. And the funniest thing is that sometimes when you pick up your pen or writing material, by the time you write your first two sen ten ces, the inspiration will just come from nowhere. Now imagine you did not start. Do you think the inspiration will come? It might not come. Now another pipu, some persons also believe that writing takes time. I don't want to waste my time jare, dat thing I will just be there writing nothing. I want to waste my time, the thing will take my time, I have other things to do. Now the reason why you think writing takes time is because you are trying to be perfect. The reason why you think writing takes time is because you are trying to be perfect. After writing few lines, you go back to check, shey I no make mistake oo, let me edit it. Dis will kill your creativity. If you write two lines and den you go back you go and check, shey I no make mistake, you are only killing your creativity gradually, because at the speed at which your brain is working producing you with words, inspiration, giving you morals, giving you ginger to continue writing. By the time you go back to make corrections, the brain stop working, and den the only thing that will come to your brain is correction. So by the time you want to go back again, the brain will need to start again from the beginning. So it is advisable that whenever you are writing, you just write without using any editing tool until you are done. When you are done, you can now go back to edit your con ten t. Every corrections should be made after you are done. Writing takes time. This is one of the things that make people not write. Some people will be like, I don't have time, I don't even have time, I'm very busy, I'm this, I'm that. But then writing is very lucrative. You can write anywhere, in the toilet, in the bus, in the office, in anywhere, in your bedroom. You don't really need to be in that office, you don't really need to be sitting down and have a table before you write. You might be going to work in the morning, and in the bus or in your car, the idea will just drop on your head. All you need to do is pick up your phone. You can even use voice, so that maybe you don't have the time to type, you can use your voice, use Google, use speech notes. You speak and it translates to you. That is that, you've written something. Later you can go back to edit what you've written, and then just make one or two touches. Now other might include, I am not talented. I am not talented. Some people be like, I don't have talent in writing oo, I don't know how to write. But then writing is more of a skill than a talent. It's not like writing, some people are born with that skill, they have that talent, they can write. But then writing is more of a skill, which means anybody and everybody who wants to can learn how to write. Nobody brings all these big people you admire, this person write a lot, this, it is because that person have trained his or herself to be able to write. He has trained himself to be able to write. Even if you have the talent of writing, if you don't train yourself, if you don't learn the skill, there would be a difference between you and somebody who have mastered that skill. Some people will be like, many people are already writing jare, I don't, millions of people are already writing. If I start writing now, nobody will know me. Aya, See, somebody that they've not even born, they will born the person will grow up, the person will start writing, and the person will still blow. So the fact that people are writing does not stop you from writing. You just need to be unique a little bit, just a little bit, be unique. And some people dey be like, I don't have degree in writing oo, I no go and study English in school, I no go and do this and that. Degree is not any of the prerequisite or any of the thing to judge yourself with. It's not like a qualification when it comes to writing. Degree is not like a qualification. Now, another thing that makes people really not write is the fact that they be like, writers are poor. They be like, if I start writing now, I cannot make money oo. Let me just go and learn tailoring. No! You can write ebook and sell, you can write books and sell, you make money. I have people that make millions, like millions, selling ebook, not even hard copy book now, ebook. Imagine somebody selling one ebook for 5,000 naira and you're able to sell to 100 persons, 500 persons. That's millions. Writers are not poor, it's your mindset. Writers are not poor, it's your mindset. Okay? So tomorrow we'll be talking about writers' mindset. We'll be talking about mindset. We're talking about mindset. The right mindset you need to have. The right mindset you need to have. Because if you can change your mindset, you can change the world. If you can change your mindset, you can change the world. Like your mind is very powerful. Very powerful. You see, people, your mindset is the belief you have towards something. If you believe this thing is going to work for you, then in fact it's going to work for you. If you believe this thing is not for you, forget it, it is not for you. Even if you wash, if you go and bathe soap, it will still not work for you because you never believe it will work for you. So tomorrow we continue from here. Continue from here. We'll tell you the kind of mindset and we get started fully. So see you tomorrow. See you in the next.